So let's see. Next up, we have Cicely Blackwell, who's going to be introduced by my good friend and our last reader, Michele Graf.
Well, first off, had Cicely not been reading today, I would have snagged some of her poems to include with mine, because they're really cool. I'm delighted to be here introducing her, and I had the pleasure of getting to meet her and getting to know her this year. And this is one awesome writer. Funny, deep, and right on the mark. Now, Cicely did her bio, just like everyone else was asked to do. And so I'm going to read this and then throw in my comment. Her one sentence: "You don't get harmony when everyone sings the same note." Doug Floyd. Okay, so this is what Cicely says. "My name is Cicely Blackwell. I'll put my age here as well because people think that's important. 13. The reason I'm doing this poetry reading is, to put simply, poetry is my soul. Every piece is a puzzle of myself that I've decided can be shared. I love words and communication, so it would only be fair to make up my own. On a completely different note, I would like to address stalk. They're everywhere. Stalkers, if you're wishing to stalk me, you will probably find me at home, at a park, or doing random acts of kindness everywhere. Sorry if that's unconventional. Also, I don't stalk people. That's creepy. And thank you for this part, Cicely. I want to thank Michele Graf for deeming me worthy of her respect, Stephen Blue for putting this whole shebang together, my parents, duh, and all amazing and awe-inspiring language arts teacher, Jeff Wyman. And he's not here, right? Okay. And finally, and this is brilliant, I would like to thank myself for ever thinking those insane thoughts that got tangled into poetry. I told you. Now, one of the things Cicely did was put together an amazing collection of poems as part of a project. And Jeff Wyman, her teacher, was so moved about it that he ended up writing a limerick in part of his assessment. And so this is what he has to share. A girl named Cicely Blackwell had many a story to tell. In beautiful rhyme, she made them sublime, so the reader was under her spell. Please welcome the awesome Cicely Blackwell.
Would you like the podium?
Yes.
Or a music stand. We call it a podium when you read.
That's good, I think. Yeah. Am I heard from this?
Yes.
Okay.
This one lower.
Lower.
Yeah.
Good?
Yeah.
There you go. And you got clips in case the wind comes and blows everything away, you just clip it.
Okay, that's good to know. Alright, so this first one isn't actually by me, but it's something that sort of inspires me because I absolutely love it.
Can you step a little bit closer to the mic?
Yes.
Let me just sort of crank it up.
Okay. Alright.
Better?
Yeah, so it's by Tor Siedler. It's from a book called A Rat's Tale, which is in fact a pun, because the main character is a rat. So it goes. Dawn is a rattling, blind and screaming. Morning sets the mind to dreaming. Gold shall fill the afternoon, but silver's sweeter, sings the moon. But rats, beware that moony beaming. Night is a grown-up, blind and screaming. Alright, so you're gonna have to deal with this because none of my poems have names. So I'm just gonna go through them like this. So the rest of these are all originals. What can I do for a world in peril, for a race blundering in lies? Take to the skies, to the hearth. Can you see the truth in my heart? My people are gathering. I fly with birds, my heart is free. I sing my song, a song of nature, not sad or dreary, but full of life, telling the days of the sun and rain, of the moon slipping on ruffled black feathers. I escape and free my soul. It soars on over mountains, over rivers and quarries. On wild winds it beats the air. A shot, a realization, and tumbles down, down, down to the ground, where I am caught once more and ensnared in my cage of human sorrows, human needs, human wants, human greeds. I teach to you of the good old days when I fly with birds. This is the limerick I have. There once were invaders from Mars. They seem to have stolen the stars. Now without any light, people bump in the night, and now we crash even more cars. This one is about dragons. I have lived the life of freedom, of fiery breaths and red-hot pride. Gold and diamonds just to show that I know their equivalent of joy. I have known the winds that the wind sang round, telling the secrets of humanity, the truths that no human is prepared for. I have known the wild beat of the earth drum, that every true animal lives and breathes.
Come on!
This next one is about a character from a book. Her name is Tahanu, and in the book there are dragons and humans, and she's sort of both, which is difficult because they're in a war, so that doesn't help. So I'm telling this from like an outside perspective looking in, I suppose. Dragons of legend, scaly hide, glittering bright. Sun flashes off into the eyes of mortals who scream and hide, who fear of wind, earth, and fire, except one. One who knows, one who has seen the chasm, the pit of fear and pride, who knows the ripping claws and fiery heart. She who lives this too welcomes her brothers gratefully. Haiku. This is a haiku. This outer layer, where logic fences me in, my world and my mind. I tried to see the silver lining, but my mysteries have left. All the magic the world held has been conquered and broken, written into ugly books with ugly words and stories worn and old and gray. Magic has been taken from this generation, replaced by iPads and smartphones and emotionless screens. Has my generation ever once wondered, what's beyond that hill? How come there are no dragons? Why can't I live my own story? If only this world, this society would let me see the silver lining. These are two poems. They're just called I Wish poems. I wish that I could fly away to lands of magic, where harmony rules and wisdom is simplicity. I wish society's ideal was not murderous and cruel, but promoted just being yourself. A whisper in the night calls me to my window, beckons me to meet the rushing, cool air of icy, black midnight. A moon, crystal rock, not quite full, swinging in the sky, waiting to snap and fall to the earth and shatter. our glassy world. The wind shuffles, rustling the leaves, whispering soft lullabies and haunting melodies. The crickets join the symphony and call and cease. The night goes on, fading into day. The spell is broken, magic lost. The world is slipped away, it seems, into the troubled wrongness the night had stolen away. Another haiku. Empty and silent, song of absolute beauty. Shush, hear the tears fall. And that one's about space. A planet dying. We bid our own time lying. Hear the world crying. Do not mourn the loss of years past and years ahead. Instead, live in now. I remember a time when nonsense was truth and giants walked the earth. I remember a time when there were no hateful stares or rude remarks. I remember a time when the only pain was of a scraped knee and never a broken heart. I remember these times of innocence. I remember this, and I'm glad for the memories and stories I hold, because I know I will never forget. This is a parody of a nursery rhyme that I made. Little Miss Muffet sat on her tuffet, eating her curds and whey. Along came the truant officer, who sat down beside her and lectured her on missing school days. And this is my last one. I wrote this, I think, when I was 12, actually. Right. Plain, they say and mock me. Plain. What is wrong with plain? I ask. Boring, they say. Labels, I say. Whatever, and walk away.
Thank you very much, Cicely. That was very awesome reading and
Didn't I tell you?
very brave. Have you read in front of an audience before?
Actually, I haven't read, but I've done acting before, so that certainly helps.
I see. It does because you seem like a seasoned professional up here. Yes. Yes.
This was that scary, very first I'm reading my own poetry.
Awesome. Very awesome. Thanks again.